Fans of I'm on observation duty, you are gonna love this one. This is a spot the difference style horror game, very similar to the I'm on observation duty series, only this time we're going to be kind of monitoring areas that have been inspired by iconic horror titles. Things such as Slenderman, Five Nights at Freddy's, the Backrooms, Silent Hill, all those juicy settings we're going to be able to monitor and spot anomalies in. As you'll see here, we've got the Backrooms, the Asylum, the Forest, the Pizzeria, the Paranormal House, and the Factory in 6 different levels, and 3 different difficulties, normal, hard, and nightmare mode. Oh, there's so many to choose from the first one, though. And I guess the Factory must be Poppy Playtime inspired as well. You can see the tiles on the floor, almost certainly, yeah. Oh, where do we start? Oh, should mention real quick, thank you to the guys at Neko Machine for sending me this key, so that we can check it out here on the channel. Let's start with the Backrooms. That makes sense to me. Level 0. Report all anomalies. The time is 6 o'clock. And you'll see here we've got basically similar anomalies to what we've had. Object movement, object disappearance, picture anomalies, resizing, opening and closing doors, light anomalies. Blood anomaly is probably the only different one there. But sounds fun. And we're off. So surviving till 6 AM, very similar to the I'm on observation duty games. And for anyone who doesn't know it, it's basically just spot the difference. We've got various different rooms here in the back rooms that we're going to be monitoring. We have to memorize all of the objects within it and try to spot any differences to what the regular scene would look like. In this case, we'll call them anomalies. Anything that's out of the ordinary we need to report, and if there's too many of them, we will eventually be consumed by the presence of anomalies. So, let's start from here. It's cool that we've got people working as well. They're just kind of like doing their own thing here. But we've got the first aid kit. That's kind of like a big standout object there. This looks like salt. It's probably a bottle of water. Fire extinguisher, board, and then like a shelving unit over there with the guy typing. So, nice initial viewpoint there. This one we've got like a bajillion cans of something over here. I think the light is probably a good one to keep your eye on. Start with the bigger objects and maybe we'll get smaller. Things like the briefcase. We've got like flickering lights here. I'm going to report that as a light anomaly. Hopefully that counts. I don't remember the flickering the first time we went round, but yeah, there we go. Cool. So that's not too bad. We fixed that. And it even tells us how many we've got along the way. That's quite nice. And I guess this little indicator here in the top right, that is probably the health. So we're doing not too bad. Ooh, probably should enable the cursor capture. Let me do that. Capture cursor. Hopefully now that will appear on the screen at some point. You can see where I'm waving around then. In this one, we've got a picture of something here that almost looks like an anomaly, but I don't know if we're allowed to be wrong in this game. There isn't a picture anomaly. So in that case, we'll just presume that that's probably the right picture. Fire extinguisher just kind of like in the middle of nowhere. Don't know if it was meant to be there. It's an extra object, but I haven't seen any different yet, so it will do. And then we have kind of like the shelving units. This little dude over here working hard. What's he doing over there? He's kind of like tucked away in the corner of a tent, which is a bit odd. A tent in the back rooms. And then we have this. How does this even work in the back rooms? Is this a room that they built? Or is this a room that was something else? Was this door open? Let's do a door anomaly just to double check that. See if the door's meant to be closed. No anomaly of this type in this room. Okay, so that door is meant to be slightly open. Ooh, what's that noise? I think that was us getting to 1 o'clock. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Who is this guy talking to? Is that the same as the guy here? Yeah. Ah. So you never really can see who he's talking to. It's very strange. Okay, I'm focusing too much on the people, less on the objects. This game's more about the objects. Of course, you can get some interesting intruders, and especially with it being indie horror themed, I have no doubt that they've probably gone a bit too, well, very intense on the extras that might come in to get us. Especially in sort of like Five Nights at Freddy's region, this region here. And you can see that our pulse has gone up, so most likely there are more anomalies going on here than meets the eye. That there's teeny tiny, but I think that's probably right. Oh, briefcase is open. How do I... Opening, closing? Nice. Okay. That might give us a tiny bit of breathing room, if anything. I didn't take enough time to memorize these, but I think they're all fine. There might have been like an extra portaloo here instead of 2, so we'll just go for disappearance. It doesn't look like there's any downside to doing it, very similar to the other I'm on observation duty games, so reporting anomalies just based off of instinct can sometimes do you quite good. I need all the help I can get. Can I interact with these? Give them a little poke. Let them know I'm watching. These 3 bottles are still down here. I haven't looked on the left side too much, but there's not really a lot there. And if there was, it's all disappeared. Oh, that must be a blood anomaly. I don't remember that being there. This could be like the blood room. Similar to SCP-035, I think. The mask. It like makes the walls bleed. Which isn't really what I was expecting from that SCP. When I first saw it used in Containment Breach, and then I read up about it, it was 2 very kind of different things. Of course, there's kind of like the taking over of the host and everything part of it, but the containment part, like why it's Keter and everything, is really interesting. The fact that it's like slowly corroding all the walls all the time, making it virtually impossible to put it in a box. Pretty cool stuff. Oh god, what are you? Other. I have no idea what you are, but I don't want you out of here. Reboot, reboot. They're attacking! What happened to our guy? We good? We good. That was strange. I'm not too familiar with the backrooms at all, really. It's kind of something that I've deliberately avoided so far because I keep telling myself that we're going to do a backroom series here on the channel. And I hope that we do get to do one. Very similar to the Lab Rat one where we just kind of go in blind and slowly discover what the whole thing's about. I think that'd be a really fun one. So I've kind of deliberately avoided anything about the entities and whatnot. I've got a basic gist of what the backrooms is as a concept. I think that door was closed. But in terms of kind of the entities within it and what they do, their gimmicks, they're things that I've tried to avoid because I really want to be able to experience them for the first time myself and then try to work them out. It's kind of like if I went into an SCP game now and I see 173 and things like that, like they're a lot easier to deal with. That initial kind of spooky scare factor isn't there anymore. And I'd like to try and preserve it. I've heard that this game is slightly easier than the I'm on Observation Duty series, or games. Call it the series because we did a series. But I believe that there was some changes to the nightmare difficulty that made it slightly harder than what it was when this game first came out. I think it's fairly new. Came out in 2022, yeah, so very, very new. October as well of 2022. So there's a lot of kind of like updates that will most likely be coming out for this game, support, things like that. That felt like a camera malfunction. And potentially even more anomalies. I think it claims that there's roughly 60 anomalies in each setting. What happened to this guy? Is there like the dirty anomaly? He's all dirty. I'm gonna go with other. Maybe that's it. Have you always been dirty? He's just kind of like pooped his suit. Ugh, nasty. Blood? Dried blood or something? Ooh, my heart rate's got huge. An anomaly just poked in. Something's happening. Oh, that's changed. The image on the board. Call it another? Because we don't have a picture anomaly? No? Oh, monitor or drawing. Ah, there is one. Okay. Fix it. Fix it! Oh, thank God. We're back down to a reasonable sense of calm. We've got another door. Extra object. The unknown door. You'd at least send a scientist to go check it out first before reporting it. That's too good to miss. Alright, how do we... Where's the brown trousers button? There's got to be something here. This poor guy. He probably looked like this all along. Maybe it's fine. I'll just have to let it go. I mean, this guy's kind of like it too, so maybe it is just the suit. Oh god, the pulse has gone huge again. Something's happened. There was something here? I think there was something here and it's not there anymore. Can't exactly remember what... Oh, it was the medkit! The medkit's gone. Yes! Sweet. Not too shabby for the first run. I can make it to 3, 4, 5 o'clock. I call it a win. Ooh. Was there always something on your monitor, or were you just typing on nothing? I can't remember. It's almost like this is popping out as well. It's like a 3D screen. Oh! Okay, well... I guess something was up there. It felt odd, but I kind of reported this. Some other anomalies popped up, though. Ooh, blood from the door. Mop it up. Did that guy always have a briefcase? No, he never did it. Where'd you get that from? Did you steal it from the other room? Where is it? Extra object. Get out of here. Drop it. No? He never had a briefcase. Never! Oh, there's a camera malfunction, though. Like... Damn it. We've got to wait for it to report. Oh, the toilet fell over. Everything's happening. Movement. So maybe that wasn't actually a camera malfunction. It was more of a anomaly coming into the scene while we were watching. I'll send the camera malfunction anyway, just in case. God knows what's happened in this room, though. Anything could disappear and I'll... Ugh. Your guess is as good as mine. We'll just move past it and hope that we can ignore it. Something happened. The light disappeared. Light. It's not really a light anomaly, more like an object disappearance. Oh. Oh, nice. Good enough, apparently. I want to see another creature. I think the only other backrooms entity that I've seen, and that's just because it's kind of like the most iconic one, is kind of like that black, squiggly person creature that would like come around here. I'm going to go ahead and assume this is a camera malfunction and we're not being attacked or something. Yep, all good. But yeah, that's the only one I think I've seen. Black squiggly dude. And even then I can only assume that that thing's gimmick, per se, is probably just that it walks towards you and when it catches you, you're dead. So that's probably like the most basic entity that's in the backrooms. And I also know that there's like it's like different versions of the backrooms that have kind of like evolved over time. Originally there used to be nothing in here, and the whole idea was that like two people couldn't exist in the same space at once. Other? Maybe? Like Jeff the Killer over there. Yeah, okay. Let's go. And then kind of like a lot more recently, I guess when this kind of wave of backrooms took off, probably last year. Last year was very heavily backrooms focused. It was a bit more about people getting together, creating portals into the backrooms and kind of investigating it together in that kind of horror found footage style and people disappearing. What's this? This is like a weird setup that I don't even remember existing. I don't know what to call that. Light anomaly, maybe. Oh, it was. But yeah, as I say, I'm trying not to go too much into it because A, I want to kind of know roughly what I'm talking about before the series starts, and B, I don't want spoilers. Not loads of them anyway. That's a huge clock. That wasn't there before. There ain't no clocks in the back rooms. What? Oh, probably just big then, right? Resize. Maybe it was there. It was just tiny. Or normal sized, more like. There we go. Ooh, something's happened. We've got another anomaly. Heart rate is loud and deadly. Maybe we can just hold out for the next 2 minutes. Fingers crossed. Oh, chair's flying. What do I even call that as? Movement? Who cares?
You've been selected to continue to work in our facility. Please feel
Nice.
comfortable, as the room you are in right now will be your working place until your contract will be terminated. Thank
Great.
you, and remember, no one knows that you are here.
Roger that. It's all very secret. Hush, hush. Shift has ended, and we found 17 anomalies. Not bad. So I guess these probably ramp up in difficulty, but I should mention that the developer who gave me this key has also given me 3 more. So thank you very much, Neko Machine, and if you would like to have a chance at getting this game, then all you need to do is basically go down in the comments below and just leave a comment. That's it. Once this video has been up for 5 days, I'll do a comment randomizer. I'll pick 3 of the comments, and then I'll just randomly give out the keys that way. Again, if the video is older than 5 days, this has already ended, so it's probably not going to be relevant for you. But if you haven't got any idea of what you want to comment, then probably just comment your favorite kind of indie horror franchise, or maybe like your favorite indie horror character. So do you enjoy like Slenderman, or maybe just like the Slenderman era? Are you more of a Resident Evil 7 and 8 sort of person, or do you like the old school Resident Evil games? The kind of like tank controls sort of thing. Are you a big fan of the SCP Foundation? Big fan of the backrooms? These sort of anomalies? Do you like ghosts, paranormal stuff? All that, just go wild with it. It'd be really cool to read. Right, well, I think Asylum is definitely the next level, but I'm going to skip a few because we've got to kind of showcase all of this in the video. So let's jump into some of the more obvious ones, which I guess we've done the back rooms. For my channel, it would be Pizzeria and Factory, but maybe we can do something more like the Paranormal House as an intermediate one. Let's do the Pizzeria anyway. Oh yeah, here we go. This is going to be fun. So, lots of parties and bottles and stuff for the first room, the security booth. Moving on. Oh, interesting. It's not actually 5 Nights at Freddy's. It's more like 4 Nights at Teddy's. 8 Days at Teddy's. Something like that. Loads and loads of party hats here. And that horrible music. Ugh. Oh god, the animatronic workshop room here. Got some monkeys. I don't like the way this one's looking at us. Oh, it's so cursed. Another storage room here. This is where Bonnie always used to stand. Loads of things on the shelf here. It's going to be impossible to memorize them all. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're not meant to be there, Mr. Monkey Man. God, careful. You're going to take your face off if you carry on like that. And this is what the room's meant to look like. Oh, straight with the intruder for the first session. And then we got like a broken plate on the floor here, a stack of stuff, pizza box. Nice. This is horrendous. This one here looks like me. I don't like the blurry corridor, that's horrible. Anything could be stood there. Flashlight. I really am just looking at the heart rate monitor here as an indication of where the anomalies are. It's quite nice actually in a way, because you get to know just how many you should be looking out for at any point. Some could argue that that probably takes away... That's a camera malfunction. Ooh, look at this one. It's looking at us. Did I fix it? Yeah, we fixed it. Yeah, some might argue that that's probably a bit too telling of what's going on. It's better to just leave it so that you've got really no idea of how many anomalies roughly you're looking at. But it's a sort of like, I'm on observation duty light. It's quite fun. These chairs look horrendous. The backs of them start halfway up the chair. Might just be the angle we're in, but that does not look good. No, look, from the side here. Horrendous chairs. It's worse than my chair. That moved. That 100% moved. You need to get back over there. You were there. Right there. Right in this spot. No? Definitely! I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. The different tones in every scene is so strange. That camera malfunction felt like an anomaly just happened here. But there's barely anything to look at. At best, that could have rotated. Or the drink was over here. I think the drink was here. Yeah, okay. Oh, and the fan. They both moved. Okay. Ah. I'm waiting for the day that Kitty over here moves. I think that's a cat. Freddy Fazbear. So what about Kitty? Kitty Jazz Cat. Freddy Fazbear and Kitty Jazz Cat. That's it. That's the next game. You wait till that comes out. I'll call it now. It's the next progression. Next obvious step for the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. We go from time-traveling ball pits to Kitty Jazz Cat. This room's silent. There definitely used to be a noise here. It's just silence. I'm gonna go for camera malfunction just because there was definitely sound in there before. Oh. I needed that. Someone stole the table. Extra object. I was going to report this as blood as well, because this is all like smushy grossness on the floor, but I guess that's just... Oh, it was disappearance, wasn't it? This can just be like child musk. There's a better way of calling it dirty shoes. Dirty shoes, that's the right word. There we go. I hope that nothing ever appears on this shelf. I'm just going to kind of like accept to myself that I will never know if there's anything that's meant to be on those shelves. This just changed, so anomaly has appeared. But what it is, I don't quite know. This painting stands out. Yeah. 100%, right? Yeah, that was the Celebrate poster. Makes sense. There's all sorts that can happen here. I mean, obviously it's not the actual Five Nights at Freddy's kind of universe, but you've got kind of like a present on the table. Maybe like a music box could start playing, things like that. Like little throwbacks. That's an extra object. Or it's moved, it fell off the wall, something like that. I certainly didn't put it there, that's for sure. This guy's jamming. I wonder if one of the events we just see him getting attacked. That'd be so cool. He's got the doors permanently shut? That's not how that works. You should have power meters. In this universe, they've already fixed the security system. It actually works. You know, that probably makes sense. A universe where the facility's not actually a piece of trash. Oh my god. That is some pizza. What the hell is that? It's like the souls of the damned. Ooh. With extra brain. I hope this changes and it gets even worse than it currently is. Assign names to these people. This one in the top right, that's a Pam. I'll come to the others as we go around, but definitely Pamela up in the top right. Ooh! You're being attacked! Hello, do you want to fix it? Ooh. Rebooting. Oh. So being attacked by things isn't actually any of these. They're just events that happen around the base game. That's kind of interesting. So you don't report intruders, you just reboot your PC and then everything's good? Perhaps if you don't reboot the PC fast enough, then you run the risk of losing the game? That might be, that's my guess. What was that? In this room or this room? Felt like it happened over here, but I wasn't really looking at the rest of the room. Oh, this closed, didn't it? This door should be open. That explains the noise. It was the fridge closing. Yeah. I don't think he's doing a very good job at monitoring either. You know, there's like the rest of the pizzeria out there, and you're just kind of staring at one. Kitty Jazz something. I've already forgot the name. Jazz Hands. Kitty Jazz Cat. We do have one anomaly active currently, but I have no idea where that would be. Ooh. See some like fog coming out the fridge. It's very odd. Lots of kind of smokiness in here. Report it as another. Ah, light anomaly. That makes sense. Someone knocked the camera off and then turned the flashlight on her. I thought for a moment this was like an elevator shaft, similar to the Ennard levels we played in the Hell Wanted series, but it's actually just the guy's office. Which makes this pizzeria not too big after all. There's like the loos over here. The corridor that goes into the main area with a party room. A little back alley where they do the maintenance. And then the kitchen, which you can see from the main entrance there. Yeah, not too big at all, really. Right. We have one anomaly active. It's time to get back on it. The music in here changes every time, but I don't think music is a problem. It looks like everything that's in there is meant to be in there. Same with here. That hat looks really big. Unless the adults have started getting involved, I'm pretty sure we don't have any giant kids. No giant kids allowed. Oh my good god, I'm going to report you as another. Oh, you're a light anomaly, aren't you? Oh yeah, the lights turned out. I thought we just got sent to the void. Stared at by some hideous animatronic. Nice. Just gonna go for a drawing anomaly because we've looked at these for a long time now and I'm not entirely sure which ones are which. The same with this one here. This looks a bit more like traditional Five Nights at Freddy's. Doesn't belong in a world like this where we have Kitty Jazz Hands. Kitty Jazz Cat. There could be Kitty Jazz Hands at this point. And I know we've had that painting anomaly there for ages, but I never really thought about it until just now. So that makes sense. Ooh, blood. Blood, blood, blood. We don't have blood in this pizzeria. This is a place where kids can actually come and be happy. Nothing bad happens here. Like, think about it. We've got perfect security now. The animatronics aren't wandering around at night. I've not seen any. Alright, I take it back. Well, so what? They come to life occasionally. That's what animatronics do. They're robots. There we go. Just need to calm them down every so often. There's other words going through my head, like Denise, Jane. I mean, this one in the middle could be a Jane. Pam, Jane. Maybe. Still doesn't feel right. Got another anomaly happening currently. Oh. That one feels pretty obvious. Anomaly fixed. Smashed it. Oh, look at it go! Is that happening in the room? Yeah, it is! Other? Camera malfunction? I don't know. Oh. Reboot, quick! Quick! And we're all good. Yeah, these animatronics feel much nicer than the other ones, that's for sure. If all they do is kind of shake their head wildly, instead of actually getting up and moving around, that's a big win. I'm playing a harmonica. Ooh. What face are you meant to be? Are you part of the monkey? I reckon it is, yeah. Bottom half of the monkey. Monkey's definitely the creepier of the two. And there only is two, right? Oh, there's two different types of cat and a monkey. Oh, one of them's probably a bear, actually. So we got like a bear-looking thing over here. That almost seems like a different franchise. Ooh, that's on me. We've done well to capture them this time. They've just appeared in front of our face every time. I prefer it like this. So dull and creepy without it. Well, I think that's it. We've got 20. That's pretty good. And 3 minutes left on the clock. We'll just sit in the security booth and wait for it all to blow over now. Ta-da!
I'm in charge of commencing the countermeasure procedure. Have you noticed a delay after pressing the button? That's me. The commands come from your floor. I don't know how long I've been here, but soon I will find a way to set us free. Hold in there.
Oh. So I think there's a bit of dialogue at the end of every chapter, and that might be kind of like showing an overarching story. We got the paranormal house. This is Phasmophobia inspired. Look at it. We got the EMF reader, spirit box, the camera. Oh god, the painting, it's back! No! No! We thought it was gone! This is the... what do you call it? The dots projector. The Xbox Connect style thing. Got the mounted cameras in the kitchen. Another mounted camera. Another spirit box. Well, this one isn't the spirit, this is the EMF reader. In the bathroom, and then we've got this, which I think is like the... I can't remember what it's called. It's for detecting very teeny tiny sounds. And then we've got another spirit box over here. This one's cool. Ooh, and there's quite a lot of rooms in it. It's very gritty. The candle as well. Okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's not meant to happen. You know, camera malfunctions always happen before you do a kind of like shut-in. Just gonna check the TV's not weird as well. You think TVs, and like, well, sorry, you think all this equipment's just gonna work first time? It takes ages to set up. You gotta plug everything in, and if not, you've gotta like connect to it wirelessly, you've gotta be in the truck outside, make sure that it's all connected. It takes ages. And then you've gotta make sure that all this equipment's charged up, it's got the right batteries, you've actually brought it along, they're in the right cases. Ugh, you gotta distribute it around the rooms, make sure that all the camera angles are right. Like, it's just a tech nightmare setting these things up. This is the worst room in the house, by far. Horrendous. Okay, this one's also up there. Second worst for sure. And the other one's only the worst because of the sounds that are in it. Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Is that a picture of a dead horse? Or, no, it's a dog. It's a dog laying down. Is it dead? Let's think it's sleeping. It's sleeping. Oh god. Spooky chandelier. Object movement. It's like we've got a breeze in the room. It's definitely not natural. Ooh. Someone went for the spaghetti. Blood? It's not blood. They just took a meatball and then crawled back down the sofa. Or the table. Who wouldn't want a piece of spaghetti, meatballs, and a beer? Not to mention the milk for afterwards. Delicious. Nothing like beer and milk to really get your guts churning. If there's not blood before, there's gonna be blood after. Jesus. That's nasty. I need to play some more Phasmophobia. They came out with the Asylum update, which is really cool. Like a whole bunch of different rooms, and they've shortened some of them as well. So like the campsite's a bit smaller, which is always nice because I could never deal with it in VR. It was a bit too much. There was a lot going on. I think even with the highest end computer, or if you played it in VR, it would lag in the larger areas like the campsite and the prison. Ooh. Sin. Something, something, something. Jedi is a sin. Other. What does it say? There's no way that was always a thing. Oh, it's a drawing, isn't it? Yeah, that'd be it. Someone wrote in the book. It's called ghostwriting. That was it, ghostwriting. I wonder if we could work out what type of ghost it is. Ooh, spirit orbs. I was going to say the only thing that was missing was like a camera view so that you could see spirit orbs, but I guess this counts. Other? Now don't be fooled by the spirit orbs. We all know that it could probably still be a mimic. We're going to get all the other ones before we can rule it out. Wait, right next to their like dog horse thing, they've got an elephant? That's a extreme taste in pets you have. And when you first look at it, this painting looks creepy as hell. It looks like it's something stood behind it, almost like in a weird, like a screen that you would find on like a billboard, and it would have a person stood behind it, but it's obviously just a screen. Very strange. Ooh, fridge is open. Let's have a look. Got some milk and beer, basically. This house is full of nothing but milk and beer drinkers. I mean, when you think about it, there really is only two types of people in the world. Those that drink milk and those that drink beer. And the question is, which one are you? I know which one I am. That camera's a little too big for my liking. Pam over here doesn't like it. Nor does Jane. That's better. Ooh, what's happening in here? We're off to the Twilight Zone. Go with the light anomaly. Could equally as be a camera malfunction. No anomaly of this type. Yeah, we'll go for a camera malfunction. Or even another. Maybe we've been transported to the spirit realm. Insidious style. Went to sleep on the sofa. Woke up in the nightmare world. Nice. This room always reminds me of kind of like those creepy videos that you used to watch. Well, I used to watch when I was younger. Probably still people that watch them now, but there's just like a minute long, you know, like where it's like ghost caught on camera and then you watch it for a bit. And it's just like a scene like this. And then maybe 30 seconds into the 40-second video, this woman will like appear, run to the camera and just scream. Stupid, cheap jump scare videos. Hours are fun though. That was my, ooh, we're getting a level 4. Level 4! Nothing urgent, but it is kind of serious. Lights? Those types of videos, the kind of like ghost caught on camera videos, or like creepy, creepy what's wrong with this picture style videos, that was my introduction to horror gaming on YouTube, actually. It starts with the creepy horror videos, ghosts caught on camera. A picture, a thumbnail that looks like this with like a red circle around here and like a girl stood in the corner. You know the type of videos I'm on about. Starts with that, it evolves into horror gaming, and eventually you start doing it yourself. It's the natural evolution. Ooh, we're off to the other world in this one too. I wonder if anything will appear if you leave it long enough. We haven't seen too many things walking around yet. We saw the ghost orbs, so I guess that was pretty good. What I really want to see is a girl in a dress. The classic. The white dress, black hair. That probably started from The Exorcist. Bang! Oh. All of the cupboard doors have flown open. Ooh, I just had a thought. If you're not good with horror in general, like horror movies, I'm absolutely dreadful with horror movies too. I can just about stomach the creepy 10 to 20 second videos on YouTube. They're really good. You get like a cheap funny scare out of it and nothing else. So you can watch one, and if it's too much, you don't have to go back, sort of thing. A film, you're kind of locked there for 2 hours and it can be an awful experience. But if it's too much for you, there's loads of like comedy parody ones that are just hilarious. Things like Scary Movie. And I think there's another one I saw at one point where they took the mick out of basically Paranormal Activity the whole way through. But those sorts of ones are just so good. They're so funny. Can you tell what just happened in this room? I heard a breath, like a go, and then everything disappeared. I think there's been an object disappearance. That's my guess. No. Extra. Something's happening in this room. Or if it's not, it happened in this room. Oh, I guess the pizza box is kind of small? You don't want your 4-inch pizza. That'd be dreadful. There we go. But yeah, watch a horror parody video instead. That way you get the laughs out of it, but you also get introduced to occasional jump scares as well. And you always get to walk away from it feeling great. Whereas sometimes you'll watch a horror film and it'll be so sickening that you'll walk away from it and just kind of stare into space for a bit, thinking, what have I done? I can't sleep. I've got depressing thoughts in my head. What was the point? I think with everything though, it's just exposure. So while I have this dreadful opinion of horror films, I'm sure if I watched 3 or 4 of them and I just kept watching, I'd eventually get used to it. Once you kind of discover the tropes, the things that make the jump scares, typical things that you'd usually expect, this one's gone to the other world as well. And eventually nothing will surprise you. And when it does surprise you, you'll be impressed. Is this always open? I think that's always been open, yeah. So confident, I'm not even going to report it. This one's been, unfortunately, quite disappointing so far. Considering it's meant to be level 5, I think. We've just had this. This has been the main anomaly that we've seen. Not too many ghosts. I guess it all depends on what you get, rather than the scares that are actually available. Because if there's 60 of them randomized, then of course you're not going to see them all in one session. So it just comes down to which ones you'll see. And I guess that means that sometimes you'll get a bit of a boring run and sometimes you'll get a really exciting run. Ooh, camera went out. Or the candles went out. They've probably been out for pretty much the entire of this session. At this point, I can't remember. Oh boy, what happened there? God, we need a cleanup crew in the bathroom, please. Could you send them out from the truck? Well, we're gonna need a lot of buckets. We've got a lot of blood to fill up. Oh, thank you very much. Feel much safer. Wait. There's like meant to be the whole thing here at some... Was that the front door? Or was that like a cabinet full of stuff? Either way, it's gone and I want it back. Hey, what's the door? Now you can never leave. You are trapped here till the end of time. This one, top left, Simon. Pam, Jane, Simon. That's a Simon, all right. Look at that face. That screams Simon. Hey, we did it.
I've seen a massive crash in the system as we get attacked by strange units. This completely reboots my panel. I think I can redirect a signal from it to the security system of the facility. We will reboot the entire complex. How do you like the idea? Destroy this film. And I forgot to tell you, my name is Will.
I will. Okay, so clearly what's happening is we're kind of like trapped in a weird situation where we have to do our shifts. And at any point, the camera system could destroy us because of the anomalies, but we're doing quite a good job at surviving. And this other guy is trying to help us out. Probably some like crazy storyline that's something like that. Be my guess. But that was a look at Spectator. I think it's quite fun, actually. I love that it's got all these little nods to all of the kind of horror tropes in it. That'd be really cool. It'd be cool to see some of the other ones as well. Kind of jive into a bit of Silent Hill, a bit of Slenderman. There's a lot that you can kind of like get here. And of course, every time you go into it, you get a different run as well. So we definitely haven't seen all the anomalies that happened here. And we might have even played it on normal. I don't know which difficulty mode we chose. None of them were highlighted. So it's whatever the default one was, which if I had to guess was probably normal. But for what it was good. Yeah, I enjoy it. I remember seeing in the reviews, one person said that what would be really, really good is if they added a classic black and white I'm on observation duty style one, just to kind of give a nod back to where the inspiration came from. And I think that that's probably a really fun idea. On one hand, I guess you could say that, well, I'm on observation duty has all of those levels, so why would we include one in here? But, you know, it's kind of like when you know that a game is based on something else, it's kind of fun to have your own interpretation of that and just give a nod back to it where it's due. But I guess the whole game kind of has that aesthetic anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Something to think about. Either way, don't forget, if you would like to have this game for yourself, as I say, it's very new, to leave a comment down below. I have 3 keys to give out, so I'll do a randomizer on the comments after 5 days, once this video's gone live. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next time. So until then, goodbye!